Episode 8 and 9, Trashley's back. We're gonna get started. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I can't hear you. Alert! Alert! Ah! Trashley's back! Can we get a horn? Bam, 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 bam! Hey, there you go. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Southern Charm After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. We are so excited to be chatting tonight's episode. We are recapping last week's episode and tonight's, but mainly we're just recapping tonight's because it gave so much good tea, as Matt would say, hot tea. Before we get started, there you go. I'd love to start off by introducing my co-host, starting with Matt over there.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be back. I missed y'all. My name's Matt Marr, and I'm here. Yay!
Hey everybody, Cristal McLaughlin here. Be sure to pick out your not so charming moment because we'll be sharing this on this episode later.
Mm-hmm. I'm Susan Pinckney.
Hey guys, I'm Mayte Carrillo. We have breaking news that we were just skimming through someone's IG story like a minute before we started. So we have some news on our news section. We also have, as Cristal mentioned, on our Not So Charming, and we have our top 3 favorite moments of the night. But we're just gonna go straight in and jump into this episode because last week's episode kind of combined with this week's, right? Absolutely. So we're gonna mix it up a little bit, and we're gonna start talking about, of course we're gonna talk about Trashley, but we're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna start talking about this whole situation with Shep, Cameran, Naomi, right? Convincing one another. Well, not really convincing everybody, but convincing Naomi to go on this trip. What do we think about the fact that she brings in Matul and she feels uncomfortable going because Craig is going to be there? Do we believe this is actually what she truly feels? Is this a legitimate excuse?
Absolutely not. I mean, she talks about it. She even said so herself. It wasn't her choice, but she's trying to respect Matul because all of a sudden he's on a pedestal and he's God. Mm. I mean, come on, get over it. Like, you could find somebody just as good as him, if not better. Like, no woman should ever put herself in that place to think that she can't do better than somebody else.
Oh, gosh.
Get out of here. That bothered me a lot.
Matul kind of talks down to her. I'm not.
He does.
He's really hot, and he's probably great in bed. Right. Good for you.
I would let him talk down to me, too.
Oh, well, we just got the insight.
Okay.
But I don't know. He can be a little condescending, but I mean, I kind of feel like she just didn't want to go. I feel like she didn't want to go. She just was kind of like, I don't want to go to Colorado with Craig and the drama. And she's like, I just want to stay home and have sex with my hot doctor boyfriend. And I think maybe she was using Matul as an excuse.
I don't know. Maybe he's just got the magic touch, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, that's a good point. She could have been using him as an excuse. I didn't think of it that way, but I also thought about how would I feel if my significant other was going on a trip with his ex. I don't think I'd like it.
No.
I mean, not that I think anything would happen. I just wouldn't like it. Like, how can you convince me that it's okay for you to go on a trip with your ex?
But let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you be upset if your man couldn't go on any trip that you go out on? I mean, because let's just be honest, he's working all the time, so he can't really, he doesn't really have that option to like control that.
Absolutely. And delusion, I'm doing my finger in air quotes, delusional Craig, I think he had a point. She doesn't have a date for a wedding. She can't have, her European trips, go to Thailand, do all those things. And of course we know she's crazy about Matul. Right. But Craig had a point, absolutely. And it's horrible. If you're dating someone, but everywhere you show up, you have no +1, you're by yourself, and you just have to say, oh, well, they're working. That's a terrible existence.
Would you let your boyfriend go on a date with his ex-girlfriend?
A date?
Or not a date, go on a trip?
Go on a trip?
A group trip?
No, I wouldn't.
I feel like
but then this is...
would kill someone.
I would. He knows. But, I mean... but this is where it's...
Kind of bit.
Did you see how I just did that? I was like, no. But you know what? This goes a little bit deeper, though, because she's committed to the show.
That's what I thought, too.
And so if she's committed to the show, she has to abide by those guidelines, and she knows that anything that she does, it's recorded.
You know what? Film Raider in our comments just said it's Naomi's job,
It's Naomi's
This
job.
is literally her job to be on the show.
Exactly. And then this is another point, too. It's like she knows that she's not going to do anything, so what is she afraid of? What is she hiding? Because it always takes 2 people to make something work. So if you already know that you're not going to do anything, what are you so afraid of?
And you make a great point that it's going to be recorded. recorded. So either way, he's going to see what happened. So why is he so concerned?
Why is Naomi more concerned?
Right.
I feel like she's trying to fit into this Southern wife.
Right.
And she's trying to fit into this picture that really doesn't fit her because we know her from being with Craig.
Is she trying to be Cameran?
No, Cameron's a little bit more loose.
But
Cameron does whatever
Cameron's
she
married
wants
to the doctor, though.
Right. But Naomi's
see what you're
working
saying.
too hard to be Cameran. Like, Cameron's really easy breezy and her life
That's
just
true.
kind of comes to her. Naomi's working hard at obtaining this. And I think she feels like she would sabotage her relationship if she goes.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like this side of Naomi at all.
Yeah, this is a very different side of
Very.
her. And then what also is very different is we see Craig and this sort of more of defensive side to him. Do we think that he is overreacting a tad bit? What do you think, Matt?
Especially, I mean, they talk about it this week, but his reaction last week at Cameron's party was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It was just so, or it wasn't cuckoo, it was so visceral, emotional. Especially, that's what men do, is they're allowed to have one motion, and that's intense anger.
Right.
And that's what he had. And it was very delusional. And I think they're both hurt. They're just trying to protect each other in their own way. Craig is kind of lashing out, and Naomi is I almost feel like Naomi is hit the mute buttons on her feelings. I think everything was so raw and just out of control last season.
I got the chills. Yeah.
That she's just like, keep it down. I just want calm.
She wants to be
because
safe.
I had to. Yes, because at the end of the day, what it reminded me how well they're not together is when they were talking again. And they were having that conversation, but I was just like, man, y'all are so not good together, because it's just a dynamic where Naomi ends up kind of taking control of the conversation, and Craig always just kind of like eats crow and tucks his tail between his legs. Because he talked all this crap about her, and then he was like, but
did you
I
see-
love that you're with me till I'm happy. I'm like, bull.
Yeah, he can't even look at her in the eye.
And he's like
that
this,
says
yeah.
everything.
Did you see shades of their old dynamic reforming when they
Yeah.
were talking?
For
like,
real.
yeah, it was like they transported back into that moment of their relationship for that moment.
Yeah. Do you think
Agreed.
they've gained closure?
No.
No?
No. What do you
Like,
think?
no.
What do you think in the chat? Do you think they've gained closure? Like Lily Sullivan says, I can respect Naomi for not wanting to put herself in a tough, weird, uncomfortable situation, though. It might be a self-preservation tactic. And Stacey Davidson says Matul does talk down to Naomi, and she should not feel like that. But that he's better than what she deserves.
Well, here's the thing. Why is she like, I don't know. She seemed very close, like you said. If she's over it like she claims to be, why is she so like holding herself back? Like she should be more relaxed. She didn't seem relaxed in that moment. She seemed
no.
She
I don't
seemed
think it's about
affected.
Craig. I think
That's
it's
what I'm
about
saying.
Naomi's,
It's her own.
Naomi's confidence.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like she's not sure of herself. And
You know
I don't
what's
like that.
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
true,
It's
that's
like
good.
after you ended a relationship, it's always good to have that closure.
Right.
And they didn't have the closure.
No.
I mean, for Craig to say it, and for her, I wonder if she thinks she had it. Because for her, it's kind of like what Craig said. It's like our chapters were still open, but we were both writing a different story. We were both writing our own stories.
Well,
Right.
Sorry, I just that reminded something. It's like I got bit by a snake. A snake, but I just remembered something from last week. Sorry, I just cleaned out. Oh my God. No, because I feel like sometimes Naomi's over it, but then she does this crap like last week when she was talking shit about Craig at the barbecue at Cameron's party.
Yes.
And I'm like, see, now that tells me you're not over it.
Right,
If
that's
you're
what I'm
still talking stuff about your ex-boyfriend and you're talking about, well, he's going to do this and
Yeah,
that.
sometimes you need to vent, though.
No.
Especially if you
No.
don't know.
No. Girl, when
no,
you
listen.
break up, I'm going to coach you.
No, but listen. Okay, so he was showing his, you know what,
Yeah.
at the party. And she felt relieved in that moment. Like, I'm glad I'm not responsible for him. She said something to that effect. Like, you know, I'm
But
glad it's
still-
not my responsibility. So she needed to, like, say that to someone. And Austin was the person in that moment who understood,
But
like,
that's his
oh my
friend.
God, Craig's crazy. And she's like, yeah, I know. I used to date him. You know
But
what I mean?
Michelle Obama do that.
No.
Because when we go, I know, but we go high. That's what I always say. I'm like Michelle, we go high.
But it wasn't low. I don't think it was was low was like, yeah, he's crazy. This is what I was telling you guys. You guys didn't believe me.
I'm
It
crazy.
was low though, because you could just not be involved in that conversation, just walk
She
away.
could have just sat there and sipped her tea.
Yeah.
And just had the self-knowing that, ooh,
Right.
I'm glad
What
I'm off the
fun
crazy
would
train.
What fun would that be?
Oh, I agree. I agree
too.
Like, you
That wouldn't be any fun. No fun.
The deep point episode.
So we'll definitely see how this evolves in the coming episodes and see their relationship, their dynamic. I really want Matul to come into the picture and go on this trip.
Right.
That would be
Same.
I really want Matul to take his shirt off. That's all I really want Matul to do.
Do we have anyone on our
I
live
need an
chat
examination.
agreeing, disagreeing?
Yeah, I don't think, by the way, let's just do some shout outs. Give Me Shelter. Hello.
Oh, I love
Hey,
giving
hey,
shelter.
Give Me Shelter. Basically, what did she call Ashley earlier? What
Trashley?
Right here.
She called her a dumpster fire. Right. Oh, that made Crystal laugh really hard. We got Stacey Davidson, Lily Sullivan, and yeah, we got people. So thank y'all so much. So
Yes.
be sure
Yes.
to
As
jump on
always,
in.
we thank each and every one of you for tuning in, writing us a review on iTunes, giving us 5 stars, as well on YouTube, writing the comments. We all read the comments, and we love to intertwine with you guys in the conversation. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube already, because we've been such in a heated discussion right now.
Right.
And it just gets even better with you guys tuning in and joining us. I do want to give a shout out to Cassie Leanne, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Cassie Leanne 0323. She says, my favorite podcast, hands down. They are all hilarious and all have very tasteful commentary. You are missed out if you watch Southern Charm and don't watch this podcast. I like this
so
as
kind.
much as the show. So, we read your comments. We appreciate you guys,
Thank
the good,
you.
the bad, the ugly, the fugly, anything.
And we're also on Spotify, by the way.
And we're on
Oh, yeah.
Spotify.
Give us
I
a
hope
5
that that
stars.
person makes out with someone hot this week. That's my wish for you.
Yes, girl. Okay, so let's jump into this conversation with Eliza so we can dive into the whole her scenario. So she starts off this episode talking about Limehouse once
Y'all,
again.
Limehouse. I'm a Limehouse.
Everybody's jealous of me. Everybody's jealous because I play with horses and balls. I can't. I cannot. I'm gonna get $50 million in inheritance, and my man is from Jersey. I can't do it, you guys.
I think you just did it.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, but oh Jesus.
Oh my god, that was amazing, Crystal. Oh my
You
god.
can hire me at bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras.
man.
No, but seriously, that annoyed the
Have you been
what out of
working
me.
on that?
No,
That was good.
I just got so annoyed when I heard her talk, and then she's like, "I don't want to be normal Southern belle and have kids and babies and take care of my husband. Mommy is from Jersey." Like, get out of here. I can't even. I
great.
can't stomach her.
It's just, it happens every single time we see her. Every single time. It's like, this is all brought up constantly. We literally all rolled our eyes as soon as this happened. Oh my god, I'm trying to get myself
You
together.
actually said, when she said it, you went, Limehouse. Like you said it when she said it the first.
Right.
Maybe that's the drinking game. Take a shot
my
every
gosh.
time.
I can't even.
No, but you brought a really interesting point. She said 50 million worth of property.
Which,
Susie.
hello, I was impressed. I know, yeah, we can make fun of her. I'm impressed.
I just said maybe I should say stuff that's a lot nicer to her. Maybe she'll send me some money. I don't know.
It's true. It's,
We don't do this to make fun of her.
No.
It's just
She
it's
sounds
all
ridiculous.
Humor. It sounds ridiculous, and I know everybody's always defending her
I'm
on
making,
the on
I'm
the
making
show.
fun of her a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
But she's young. It
am
built
too.
her strength.
Right.
Yes.
I just think she's young.
She's beautiful, you know.
I
That's-
yeah. I don't
it.
think she's a bad person.
No, I
like
don't
she's
either.
not like Trashley, who's this horrible human being.
Yeah.
She's
I-
an inexperienced
I think she's
person.
a really
Yeah.
Actually, I think I would enjoy hanging out with her.
Well, this is a thing.
She's
so
just
she's
young.
I think
that.
you took it a step too far.
Don't make me get mosquito. No, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, she definitely has to continue to prove herself
Yeah.
because I keep watching her and I'm just like, why is she part of the show? I just doesn't.
really
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
why they added her.
I know
I don't
she's
know.
a cast member, but really we see her like doing drive-bys and forced, like little
interaction
vignettes. Yeah, like
It feels very
they're
forced.
forcing her, and I don't know if they just forced her in because they knew that she had a connection with
Ashley.
Ashley, so they thought like, okay,
And
this would be a good
Thomas,
this would be a good pull. But she did call Ashley, and Ashley just spilled the beans and said, I'm not with Thomas anymore.
And she doesn't like the texture, though. Liza doesn't like the texture of beans. Remember that.
She doesn't like the texture of beans.
Doesn't like the texture of beans. My bad.
But
Sorry.
I was surprised how much Ashley was just
Spoiling.
spilling tea in that conversation.
She said she said that she wanted everybody to see the normal, bubbly self that Ashley is.
It's which Ashley?
Eliza said, yeah. Mhm.
Like.
Yeah.
We don't
Ashley
even have
who?
anything to say. Like what?
I don't even know.
Speechless.
By the way, Film Radar says the hotels looked a little old.
Yes.
They needed update. And Nickadds, I can't say your name, said, Susan, your hair looks so cute.
I told
Susan,
you.
your hair does look so
I
cute.
told you, girl.
Short hair, don't care.
So cute.
But back to Ashley, because I mean, what was your impression? I feel like you have a lot you want to say about her.
Oh, of Eliza?
Of Eliza.
Oh no, I've already said
You're
it.
done? You're
yeah,
done? You're
I've
done?
already said. Yeah, I agree with everything that you guys
Okay.
are saying about
Oh, okay.
Eliza. I am not opposed
Okay, I
to
thought you
this
were
whole
gonna-
situation. No, I do. That's what I said. Like, I don't know what she's doing as being part of the show. I don't see her adding any. I don't know. I just don't see that dynamic working out with her.
I'd rather have more Madison. I really.
Wait a second.
I
You
like
don't
that.
want to see her chip nail?
No, I don't. I
Oh,
don't.
can we talk about her mother though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Susan.
Lord.
She sounded like Patricia. Like if you close your eyes and listen to the mom, she sounded like Patricia from Days of Old.
Right.
That's true.
But
Because
she
that's the
was
way
on
Patricia
a-
goes in on Whitney.
Yes,
Yeah.
but she was in a whole nother category of criticizing her child.
That was a Southern mother right there.
Yeah.
I do think that Eliza was a little bit delusional in saying that she didn't know that Ashley had talked so much bad stuff about Patricia.
Right.
I'm like, you watched, was the show not out when y'all taped this?
Of course she was watching, and she was doing her own thing, and the rumors go around, and everybody in such a small town hears everything. If we hear about it, what makes us think she hasn't heard about it?
But I didn't know.
Girl.
I mean, bless her heart, her mother was rough.
I think she just wanted to
Right.
give her a chance. Like you think you want to believe, like honestly, I wanted to believe before we saw what happened tonight with Ashley. I wanted to believe that there was some redeeming quality somewhere with her, something that we missed. You know, the Thomas influence was going to be gone. I thought we'd finally get to see the humanity. There was no humanity.
Nothing.
Girl, I don't know where you got that hope from, but
Yeah.
mine was already killed.
There is no hope for that lady.
No.
Okay, let's jump into Ashley's arrival. Let's jump into that.
I mean, that's basically, yeah.
So okay, so then
good.
this starts off so funny because Craig just runs right straight to catering. I'm just
Turns
gonna
tail.
stay here.
Turns tail.
How did you do it? Do it.
Well,
His
no,
voice.
but he was
His
talking.
voice.
What did he say though? He was like,
I'm
he's
just
like,
gonna chat with you
yeah,
guys."
I'm just gonna sit and talk with you guys. to the caterers.
Right.
Cater.
Like you would ever just sit and talk to
That's
the caterers.
pure fear. That's
pure
all
fear.
that is. Because
I'm
she
gonna-
was literally, this is what I wrote,
I'm gonna-
slash
I'm
your
gonna talk to
tires
you.
cuckoo. Okay?
She was.
Slash your tires cuckoo.
Yeah.
You just didn't know who you were talking to. It was like me, myself, and Irene, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, the flashbacks of her being part of this episode. Crystal used a very good word. You said this is like drugs.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction.
crack.
You
It's like
said
crack.
she's a
Yeah,
drug.
she's
Her
a drug.
voice-
She
you know,
is.
You said her voice is a drug.
Right.
Yes.
She's
Because there was they gave this montage of her last season, and it was just one thing after another. I can tell you guys, we were all glued to the screen,
Right.
and we were, as Matt said, this is good TV,
It was really
right?
good.
What,
It really
what did you
was.
think of that introduction, Susie? That her introduction as she walked in.
speechless.
I mean, first
With
of
that
all,
hat.
it was okay. If
Yeah.
you walk into a party and people scream in your face, like they're not hiding it from you, and they say, "Oh, should we get under the table?" Other people are going in different directions. I mean, you're not welcome.
No.
Like there was not one part of her that thought I should be here, but she went anyway. Why?
Yeah.
Because of cameras. Why?
Because she wants to be famous. That's number one reason why she was here. Just because she wants to be
She
famous.
wanted to introduce all her personalities.
Because technically, the only reason she was added to the show is because she was dating Thomas.
Right.
She's not even dating Thomas anymore.
No.
So therefore, why is she part of the show?
There was no reason for her to be there.
I'm sure the producers wanted. I know Whitney wanted her to be there.
Right.
yeah.
I don't care what she said about his mom. He knows it's good TV.
Right. So let's jump into that conversation because it was just. I have to give props to Whitney. He immediately went and defended his mom. And he was like, you know what? You've said some really nasty things about my mom. And this is where she kind of like reacted. And she was like, your mom's almost 80 years old. Why is she like
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful. It was so not right what she did. She's saying that she should know better than to say whatever she said. And they're both at odds now more than ever before.
Whitney looked like he was going to cut her. He should have. Literally, he was just like, I've never seen him so stiff in my life. Like, he was like,
He kind of just walked off. He was so flustered. He was just, that was a little odd. You don't
you never see him like that.
Do you believe, though, because I kind of do you believe that Ashley, when she said that Patricia told her those things about Catherine, and they showed all the video clips of, remember them forging that relationship, going shopping at Gwen's?
I wrote down
notes,
Lisa
'cause
Vanderpump because that reminded me of what Lisa Vanderpump has done on The Housewives.
No.
Oh, yes.
No, I don't think
yes.
so. I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so.
We got
I
a fight here.
so.
We got. I don't watch that show, but y'all do.
That's funny. Go to your corners.
Way to go, J-Lo. I'm trying to look at my notes because I was writing. I was like taking receipts.
Yeah.
Of what,
So she said the whole situation with Patricia, right? And then she goes off and then she goes to Danny and she says, Danny, can I sit here? And gives her this awkward hug. If I was Danny, I would have been like, don't touch me. Like, what are you doing?
Danny had that face that looked like somebody just farted really bad. When you're just like,
yeah.
It was me.
sorry, Mama.
I know. And then Madison
just chipped a nail.
Madison chips in. God, I'm losing it. Madison jumps in and she starts defending Catherine. Yeah.
Madison's not here.
From Gwen's.
From Gwen's.
Oh, that Madison.
Yeah, that Madison, not the other. Not
Madison.
Austin.
Madison.
Yeah, not that one.
Madison. We didn't see Austin adjust his boner this episode.
We did.
The first time.
They gave it a rest one episode.
Oh, R.I.P. Austin's boner.
So then Trashley says to Madison, keep your mouth shut. Mm-hmm. That was something else. I thought that was really rude. It was way out of proportion, way out of line.
But that's so Ashley, though.
Oh, everybody in the chat, too, is going like, Madison was classy. We, like, kept it all
she
together.
did.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving it up for Madison, right?
Right.
Being such
Yeah.
a great friend.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I kept thinking if I was one of the girls, I would have what would I have done? I would have probably walked over and been like, shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Do we
No one
think,
wants you here.
Catherine is proud of what happened? How her name was vindicated, I guess?
Yeah, I think so.
I think probably in some way, but I honestly feel like it'll be interesting if they talk about this with Catherine. I feel like Catherine will think it's cuckoo, but also I feel like she just wants it done.
Like she doesn't care,
she
right?
cares about her kids.
I don't think she
you know what I
cares.
mean? She wants her kids, and I think what it's just the thing with Ashley. It's so hard to believe is that she says like the stuff she said about Patricia. That kind of makes sense. I could see Patricia. She knows that.
It does.
Patricia was not a fan of Catherine.
Of course.
Never.
Yeah.
Probably the person that disliked Catherine the most
Right.
was Patricia Altscher. Talked about her all the time.
Although we still love you, Pat.
For good reason, because Catherine was a hot mess.
Right.
Then Catherine...
And Thomas was in her
Thomas,
ear.
yeah.
And Thomas was in her... And she said that. But the thing is, that's what I was about to say, is Patricia admits that she was fooled to and lied to.
Right.
And she's owned it. Like a true classy person. Been like, I was getting the wrong tea. And I was acting not accordingly on that.
Right.
So wait a minute. Like you said, episode 1, Patricia took responsibility for what she did. So Ashley was still carrying that information like last season that she was given by Patricia. So can we forgive anything that Ashley said or did last season?
No, because she keeps making the same mistakes over and over again. I mean, you see she's still tweeting stuff a week ago. Can't we leave it in the past?
But what I was going to say, so then Ashley contradicts herself because she talks about, well, Patricia told me this, but she just, you can't believe a word Ashley says because she says something
And then,
and then she changes the narrative.
Exactly.
And so therefore, I feel like there might maybe there's one middle school like one drop of truth in that. Maybe Catherine or Patricia said something like, Catherine needs to get her life together or something like that. And then Ashley took that into she's a baby
ran
mama.
with
and
it.
ran
I see
with
what you're
it.
saying.
Because she did make a strong statement saying Pat wanted to destroy Kat, you know,
Right.
and that's pretty.
And I don't think Patricia ever wanted to destroy Catherine.
No, I don't think so.
Patricia is rich AF.
Yeah.
You know what? She doesn't want to I don't think she wants to destroy anyone. I think she just...
She hurt. You
it's
know,
not
the
that
thing
deep.
is, Catherine hurt her baby. You know, like Catherine was the love of Whitney's life. Let's just be honest here. You know, he had a thing, and obviously hey, I'm just calling it like it is. And he still had a thing, and that's why he had to plant his seed back in there because he needed to make sure she knew.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sad because I wish Patricia would have actually been there, and that would have been a lot more interesting.
Right. I kept thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think it would have been really, really interesting, and maybe they'll leave that for
Oh,
next season.
you know she's gonna talk. Patricia's
Right.
gonna address this on social. I mean, I tweeted y'all.
Yeah.
Patricia sent out a thing like, "Be prepared."
Yeah.
Right.
And she tweeted a picture of Ashley
She
looking
put it on her Instagram.
batshit crazy and put it
Yes.
on her Instagram. Y'all, if
That's
you
what
haven't
I
seen
said.
Patricia's, it's so great.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we have an image of it that we're going to share during our news
Okay.
section because
Yeah.
it was part of her story. So let's finish off with this whole interaction between Naomi and Ashley
And Cameran.
and Cameran. So
And Chelsea.
and Chelsea. I mean, I feel like the only
And Austin.
and Austin. I feel like the only person who was like, okay, good, I see what you're
And
doing
the
is
devil.
Chelsea. Yeah. So Cameran brings up, you just talked about us being losers last week. What are you doing here? You just called my friend a bitch 2 weeks ago.
But she was just kidding. God.
and then
Just kidding.
Mayte?
when she
and
said
it-
what
it was-
thoughts on when she said the whole statement? Like what do you think, Susie, when she said that? You guys were just kidding.
Yeah, she made up 3 different excuses.
Right.
First, she said she didn't say it. Then she was kidding. And then she said, well, she must have been acting like a bitch.
Yeah.
So, whatever. She called
Yeah.
her a bitch. We know that she called her a bitch.
Right.
And if Madison wasn't there to back her up, she wouldn't have, like,
Oh,
yeah.
total denial.
Yeah.
Total denial. Yeah.
Man, she's
good too.
I mean, I feel like she's probably still on something, or her mind is just warped from like drugs
Right.
she's taken.
Yeah.
Because she's just
Or maybe she just had a mental breakdown, which
Not
I
even-
feel bad for her if that's the case from this whole situation. Or maybe she's just
the
evil. I
The
don't
only thing I
know.
do agree with is, I mean, kind of when Ashley is when Eliza says that she has been a victim of Thomas Ravenel.
Right.
Not as much as Catherine.
No.
Catherine was 19. She didn't know what she was getting into. Ashley knew way more what she was getting into because she
Right.
saw the show.
And she still
before
hangs
did
out with
Thomas.
him. She said they went shopping.
Right.
But I still think that I feel like almost any woman can't imagine the viciousness and horribleness of Thomas Ravenel.
Right.
Yeah, but
did
like,
you-
but she literally had a conversation with Eliza saying, "Oh, we still hang out together. We just went
Botox.
shopping. Like we just, no, like that's
It's
not
hard
okay."
to be in a relationship when you can't go to Big Bear.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you actually brought a really great point, Matt. It's like, did she not watch herself on screen? Because it's totally different when you're reacting in the moment.
Right.
But then when
Yeah.
you go back and you watch yourself, it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. You own up to it, kind of like what Patricia did. She's like, I know, I admit it. It was my fault.
Well, Susie said that she has no zilch self-awareness.
That's
Right.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's sad.
narcissistic.
Do we think we're gonna continue to see her
I
anymore?
hope so. I hope
Definitely, yeah, they're gonna have. First of all, we need her at the reunion. She has to be there. We need her at least one more episode. She has to go through some more crazy. I want Ashley back. I know that's wrong.
It's good.
But I don't think Ashley cares.
You were right.
drug.
She's the drug.
Yeah.
she's the
She
judge.
wants to be on. Give it to me. Bring her on the show.
Now, what did you think, Crystal? What did you think of Eliza when she was sitting at the table and realizing that she effed up?
I was thinking this is the best moment ever. You did. You messed up. You look so dumb right now. Oh my God. I thought she was going to come here and apologize, and now she's just making me look dumb. Just ask her to leave. Just tell her to leave. Get up. Take your little skinny legs over there, walk over there, and ask her to leave.
Exactly.
Ride a horse.
No,
if
but
you
you know
have
what?
to.
It was good that she didn't, because that way she gets to see it for herself.
Right.
The way
But that's
that
only
Ashley
because
is.
Chelsea said that. But she should have just not asked anyone. She should have just excused herself from the table and said, I'm going
This
to
is
finally... I would have respected her in that moment had she just gotten up, not asked anyone for anything, and just told her, look, I think it's time for you to go.
I agree.
You know how some people want to stir the pot and they make or create situations? Eliza had no, I don't think she did that on purpose at all.
No, I
Like,
agree.
there was not one part of her body that could foresee that.
I don't know. I'm with you. I think she's so young and naive. She was like,
I think-
it's going to be good, y'all.
Yes.
She's going to apologize. Just know this.
I'm a Christian woman, and you know, as a Christian woman, I forgive everybody.
With that said,
Stop
let's jump into Crystal. You want to take it away?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to have our episode of our not so charming moment.
Hey, girl. Y'all be sure to, while we're doing, what is your not so charming? Light it up in the chat. Karen
Right.
Rodriguez, we say hi back to you. Hi from Amsterdam, Karen Rodriguez says.
Aw.
She again, a shout out to Susan's hair.
Yes,
That looks
I'm
adorable.
telling you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Appreciate it.
So in this segment, what we do is we talk about our not so charming moment of one of the castmates. It could be anybody, okay? So go ahead,
Can I go
Mayte.
first? Okay, I guess I have a really good one. My not so charming, which is really funny, is Austin when he went to go do some ballet and the ooh, ooh, oh my goodness, all of those sounds. I wish I could get those in sound bites and we can use that for a not so charming.
Right.
I wish that's what you hear when I call you.
Go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so as they're walking in, the quote was, I would like to picture what happened here 200 years ago.
Oh.
Come on.
I mean,
And I fell in love with Chelsea. Like, Chelsea's my girl. High
I
five.
know.
Give her props.
She
And
keeps
she
it
was
real.
like, no.
No.
I think she's being sarcastic. I think that's what that
yeah, I
was.
was
She's
like,
speaking truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Like, seriously?
You know what? But I challenge especially white people that watch this show, because I'll never forget. I went to the South like 2 years ago, and one of my friends, my boyfriend's African American. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go see a plantation?" I went, "Oh no, I don't. I don't want to see that anymore.
No.
Like that's not history fun for me anymore."
Right,
So
yes.
open your mind. Just think
Right.
about other things.
What's your not so charming moment?
My not so charming was y'all. Speaking, not my not so charming was. If you don't eat someone's food that is bringing food to your house, even if you did pay them $1 million, you don't say it. You just don't put beans on your plate. I just
Right.
feel like that's where I'm not going to eat your beans. I don't like the texture. We don't need to know that. That's not Southern. Don't comment on their food. Lily Sullivan has some too. Keep going,
yeah,
but we've
yeah.
got some in the
Let's
chat.
see.
Lily Sullivan says, not so charming. Austin missing all the skeets. And Chelsea saying, well, that's disappointing.
That is a good one.
That was good.
That really is a good one.
Really good.
I'm gonna call out Cameran because she didn't share her nachos. I thought that was hilarious, but also that was not so charming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing that.
baby.
I'm going to throw it to Susie here for
Hey,
our next
girl.
segment.
So we've been doing the top 3 every episode, top 3 whatever. So tonight our top,
Top
3
three.
is Ashley flip-flops. So I'm going to say...
And we
the
could have picked way more than 3.
Yeah, I'm going to say the original statement, and
Keep
then
it.
you guys go ahead with the
flip-flop?
response.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk about the past.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was last week. It was last week and she said that.
Okay, shut your mouth.
That was batshit crazy.
Great, great.
She said.
Yeah.
That was
it
great.
was.
And then and of course she said she didn't say shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I didn't call her a bitch.
Oh my god.
Oh, but did she? What did she?
Oh, but I was just joking.
joking.
Yeah.
She's and she's like, I meant it in a joking way,
was in a
bitch.
joking way.
Bitch. Girl, I meant it. I thought, isn't it funny, bitch?
She would have hugged me, but she wouldn't have hugged me. That's why I called her that.
You called me a bitch in front of all my friends.
She gave like 3 different
And
things
then when they
as
call
to
her
why
bitch, she's
she
like-
called her that or didn't.
Well, she must have been
Yeah,
acting like
you know
a
what?
bitch.
You just don't get it.
Yeah.
Get me. I mean,
Never ending.
Never ending.
I feel like, y'all, she is the woman that ruins your Pilates class because she bitches about it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
that is actually.
Or your bar class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that our top 3?
That
Yes.
was
Yeah, that's top 3. I like
Thank you,
that. That's my
Susie.
favorite top 3
All right,
so far.
let's jump into our news and gossip. All right, Matt, do you want to take it away with the first one?
Yes, and T. Hyatt, to answer you, we are having too much fun tonight.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got some news that this is from, well, it's kind of all over, but I'm pulling this
love
from
that picture.
theblast.com. And it says Southern Charm star Thomas Ravenel had a private eye to watch ex Catherine Dennis for 109 days.
That's so disgusting.
Yes, so 109 days, and he's trying to like get proof that she was like doing. I think he's trying to say that there was drug tests that proved that she was using marijuana. Catherine's representatives all denied this, so this is all hearsay, not fact. But the one thing that I kind of love what's coming out about this is that Patrick's all like, "Oh, I've had a private detective follow my kids," and everybody's kind of like, "You've had the mother of your children followed by a private detective from September 9th, 2018 through June 17th of 2019.
And at what point does that become stalking is what I want to know.
Exactly. Even on the comments, people
well,
are
no
like,
wonder she's
breach
so
of privacy.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How scary.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why, again, I don't even think we know the tip of how crazy Thomas has made Eliza.
Right.
And can we talk about credentials for a private detective? You hire some guy to follow your children's mother. You don't know who you're hiring.
Yeah.
Totally. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
you
exactly.
You never know.
You never know. I have one other thing before
Okay.
yours, because you've got the hot tea, girl.
hot tea.
This is from Yahoo Entertainment. Yahoo, look at Yahoo. Southern Charm star Thomas Ravenel pulls in $150,000 a month. That's what revealed in the custody battle.
Well, now we know why they've been dating him.
Yeah, his grossly income is $153,000, and he gets that mailbox money, y'all. $150,000 from rental income.
So nice.
Mailbox money. That's what Shep talks about.
That's what you got to
Anyway,
invest.
you've got some other news, right?
I do, yes. So before we
got
got
some
started,
pictures to prove it.
we looked at Ashley thanks to one of our chatters.
I think it was Lily, maybe. Lily Sullivan.
Thank you so much for letting us know. I started following Ashley, and on her story, she posted a set of different images and also comments that she made. The first one, it's just a blank image, and she puts, "Patsy doesn't want to get deposed for fear of becoming / being known as perjuring Pat." Then you switch over to the next story, and she writes, "Deny it all you want, Patsy, but facts and evidence speak for itself. You might win on social media, but you won't win in court." And then going to the next story, which she reposts a picture that Pat posted on her Instagram of an image of Ashley, and Pat posted on the as part of her captions, she said, "All aboard for the #CrazyTownExpress tonight at Bravo TV Southern Charm, #Don't be afraid." So then, Ashley reposted this on her story, and then she commented on top of it saying, "Sorry for the rant, everyone. I know I shouldn't stoop to her level, but since she gave me a shout out, I thought I'd reciprocate the favor." Then we move on to the last part of her story where she adds, "If I ever make it to 80 years old and you see me posting a picture of a 34-year-old girl from a reality TV show on my social media, please put a pillow over my head and hold it there. Thanks."
Wow.
So this is Ashley, and this is basically all of these stories talk straight about Pat. She calls her Patsy.
That's why I call her Slash Your Tires Cuckoo. Okay?
Yeah.
That's intense.
Well, more than that, she needs to be careful with that because literally you're saying that you wish that she was dead.
Right.
Absolutely. Or telling someone to put a pillow over
Like,
her head.
right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
Not good.
Yeah, you're
There's
not
a
going to beat
couple-
Patricia in court. I know Thomas has had his beefs with Patricia as well, and he's trying to get Patricia to be deposed, I guess, in his stuff too, but she's avoiding
I was
it.
going to say there's a couple criminal things there. It was like slander, libel. I mean, it was basically inviting someone to put a pillow over her head. It was, I mean,
We got you back, Pat.
It was dirty.
Yeah.
It was
dirty.
It was unnecessary. It was dirty. It was out of line completely. But we
Hashtag classic Ashley.
Hashtag Trashley. But as always, we enjoy you guys, and we love that you guys joined our conversation today.
Yes.
This is the end of our show. Matt, do you want to let everybody know where they can find your lovely self?
Oh, yeah. You can find all things me. You can find me on socials at the Matt Marr, and you can find my other podcasts, The Sweet Tea, all that at sissythattalk.com.
And my name is Cristal McLaughlin. You can find me on all social media at Cristal823. That's with an I, not with a Y.
Susan Pinckney, SUZQ 90210.
Hey guys, I'm Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at This Is Mayte. That is at This Is Mayte. Thank you so much for joining.
Can you say bye? Can you say bye, please, as Eliza?
Eliza. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.